Hi Promise students, welcome to our Transfer Basic workshop. So the objective of this workshop is to talk about different community college pathways. Today we are going to be focusing on getting you ready to transfer to a CSU and a UC. So when we talk about transferring and transfer requirements, we want to look at 4 different things. 1, major prep courses. 2, general education classes. 3rd, 60 transferable units, and we'll talk a little bit more about how to identify those. And lastly, your GPA. So what does that look like during your time at Kenyatta? So think of this as a pie. The pie is going to be divided into 3 different sections. First is your general education, second is your major prep courses, and third, your electives. So most of those 60 units will fall in between your major prep courses and your general education courses, and then if there's additional units needed, then those would fall under elective units. So things to look out for when we are creating your educational plan or picking out classes is that we're making sure that we're keeping track of the unit count to make sure that we are getting you ready to fulfill those 60 transferable units between 2 to 3 years. So how do you identify whether or not classes are transferable? So within the district, we have a course numbering system that can help us identify whether or not classes are transferable. So if your course falls between 100 and 599 or 600 and 699, then most likely those courses are going to be transferable. If you have a course with a number between 700 and 799 or 800 and 899, those courses will most likely not be transferable. It is important that if you have any questions regarding this, that you are checking in with one of your Promise counselors to ensure that you are taking the right courses to be ready to transfer to a 4-year. So in addition to making sure that you have those 60 transferable units, we also want to look at major prep work. So to find this information, we want to go to assist.org. Assist.org is a website that can help us find the major prep course information for CSUs and UCs. So let's backtrack a little. So what do you need to get into a CSU or a UC? Let's start off with the CSU requirements. So if you are interested in schools like San Jose State, San Francisco State, Cal State East Bay, those would all be CSUs. And to get into these schools, the minimum requirements are a GPA of a 2.0, you have to be in good academic standing. You have to complete what they call the Golden 4, which are your English 100, your English 110, a communication course, and a college level math. In addition, we also want to make sure that you are completing the CSU GE Breath and your major prep coursework. And of course, you have to make sure that you have 60 CSU units prior to transfer.
Students who are interested in the CSUs are encouraged to earn an ADT, an associate's degree for transfer. As an ADT applicant, you are eligible for the following admission advantages: admission to the CSU with junior status, priority admission consideration if you apply to an impacted major or campus, and guaranteed admissions to a CSU campus. This means that you are guaranteed admissions to one of the CSUs, not necessarily the CSU of your choice.
So now that we've looked at the CSU requirements, let's look at the UC requirements. So for UCs, we want to make sure that you complete your math and English as early as possible. We also want to make sure that you have a minimum GPA of a 2.4. I know that when we look at CSUs, we talk about the CSU GE Prep. For UCs, we want to follow what we call IGETC. In addition, we want to make sure that you complete your major prep work, have 60 UC units prior to transfer, and start working on your personal insight essays. So part of your UC application is what we like to call personal insight questions. And you are required to answer 4 of those questions. One that is mandatory for all students, and then you will pick out 3 out of the 7 additional questions. Each response is limited to a maximum of 350 words. Which 3 questions you choose is really up to you. We recommend that you select questions that are most relevant to your experience and that best reflect your individual circumstances. These next 2 slides are the list of the personal insight questions. It is important to choose questions that are going to highlight everything you've accomplished so far. UCs also have what we like to call Transfer Admissions Guaranteed, also known as TAG. So TAG is specific to the list of UCs below. So only UC Riverside, UC Santa Barbara, UC Davis, UC Irvine, UC Santa Cruz, and UC Merced have this as an option. So who can tag? Only California Community College students. Students need to have at least 30 transferable units by the tag deadline and have to meet the GPA requirements for your tag school. If you plan on taking advantage of tag, you should create a transfer admissions planner. It's never too early, and the link is provided below. You will be asked to enter your coursework. An admissions advisor will let you know what you need. Below are some transfer resources on campus if you want to get more information. And don't forget to check in with the counselor to go over your educational plan. We will help you double check your requirements and also give you a timeline of how long it will take to meet your goals. Remember that your educational plan is just that, a plan. It doesn't mean that you are committed to those classes, and you can always make updates to your plan if your goals change or if you want to add more transfer schools. Below are some important dates to keep in mind when applying to CSUs and UCs. Here's a list of online resources to get more additional information. If you are currently working on your UC applications, we have some personal insight question drop-in hours. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed our Transfer Basic workshop.